Right, welcome ladies and gentlemen. Beetlejuice wins the box office. Did very, very well opening weekend. I do wonder whether it will be able to sustain itself. I have a feeling it probably will, because the word of mouth will be so strong. Alien Romulus came in at number 4, but obviously opened up in other markets and has done very strongly there. So we're going to take a look at the box office. Ladies and gentlemen, hit subscribe if you're new here and turn those bell notifications on. So, Deadline always has the best write-ups when it comes to the box office. They're not 100% accurate. They do leave some stuff out here and there, but by and large, they're pretty good. So, Beetlejuice. It's done really well. $110 million opening weekend. And that is just domestically. That's just domestically. This had a $100 million production budget, which is apparently the biggest of Tim Burton's career. Which is surprising, to be honest. I mean, maybe adjusted for inflation, it'd be slightly different. But yeah, biggest of his career, $100 million. So it's done well. It's done really well. Let's take a look, right? So Sunday AM right through. Basically, Warner Brothers, they're going to be happy with this, I would imagine. Why? Because Beetlejuice grossed $42 million in one day, just on Saturday. And it says essentially, even with Friday night previews, for what's shaping up to be $110 million plus weekend, if not more. That's epic. So in its opening weekend, as expected, the Michael Keaton, Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara sequel, which has the further boost of Jenna Ortega, basically easily outgrossed the lifetime total, not adjusted for inflation, of the original 1988 movie, which made $74.7 million. Now again, adjusted for inflation, slightly different story. So Entelligence says that the sequel clocked in 7.7 million admissions, with 73% of the weekend's foot traffic devoted to Beetlejuice. Now this is all just stateside. It's even better worldwide. So months ago, in a long-led track in Beetlejuice was projected to do $100 million, and Warner Brothers kept that momentum up in its promos, delivering the second highest opening of September, after their new line, It's, $123.4 million record. Star for the month back in 2017. It's. Was that a movie? I've never heard of It's. Beetlejuice is currently the second highest opening for Burton, after Alice in Wonderland's $116.7 million. This is all unadjusted for inflation. If the movie has a fantastic hold today, Sunday, be north of minus 30 and add essentially, another 30 million plus, etc., then it could be a record opening for Warner Brothers, original Batman director. And I don't know if that is the case. We don't have the sort of figures to show for that. But basically, for Ortega, on a technical basis, it's her second best opening after Iron Man 3. Did not realise she was in Iron Man, but all right. In terms of her own film, though, this is the biggest she's had as a lead actress, which is great. Amazingly, it's also the best opening for Winona Ryder. Again, unadjusted for inflation, Star Trek and Mr. Deeds. So, yeah. Now, it does say this. Warner's did not stunt the sequel at San Diego Comic-Con, opting for a Venice Film Festival launch. An enormous part of the campaign was harnessing Ortega's 38 million plus social media following. And that actually translated massively into the foot traffic, actually. Like, hugely. So if we're going to, and we're talking a little bit about Warner Brothers' own social medias there as well. But it says this, stoking the core female base, there was the first to market global activated pin extension on Pinterest, as well as a bulk of cross promos with the Bachelorette Afterlife edition, which also hit ABC social handles. So, yeah, they did really well, actually. They did really well. And they had these quite a lot of promos running through it. And I'm guessing they did that to capture males. I'm guessing. But basically, it's looking like $110 million for Beetlejuice. Deadpool and Wolverine has now crossed just over $614 million domestically, which is good. But make no mistake, Beetlejuice, $110 million opening weekend domestic. They are going to be very happy with this. Really, really happy. Reagan or Regan. 18.5 million week 2. I think that's fine. I think they'll be really happy with that, to be honest. And then we've got this Alien Romulus in at number 4. Holding in, to be fair. I mean, you know, they managed to do... What is that? I don't know. 2, 3... Yeah, 4, 5. About $4 million, $3.9 million. And they subtracted nearly 600 theatres from their run, which is not bad. It's not too bad. I will say this, to be fully objective, I think Disney, Warner Brothers, 20th Century, talking about Warner Brothers, aren't we? I think that they will be a little bit irritated that it hasn't crossed $100 million domestically. 97.1. It has the potential to limp there in about 2 weeks' time. But it's Japan that was the real star for Alien Romulus this weekend. Like, they've done really well. It says here, Alien Romulus is still collecting impressive numbers at the China box office. And now it's set foot in another Asian country, Japan. So the film was started on a positive note in Japan and is eyeing a decent opening there. The film will get a good boost from the Japanese box office, might enable it to climb the charts. So, yeah, not horrendous. The movie is at the top of the Chinese box office charts and is still leading. It is less than $10 million away from achieving the $100 million mark. It is already the second highest grossing movie in the franchise. So they've done really, really well. I mean, again, for Japan, they're going to do great in Japan. Luis Fernando, box office analyst, said for opening day in Japan, basically, that the report stated that the film's word of mouth is very positive. It's received a 4-star from the audience, which is equal to an A- cinema score. And it's reportedly the best reception for any Alien film ever in Japan. So that's great. It's a land of some outstanding anime shows. It might be a tough crowd to please with sci-fi content such as this. But yeah, 4 stars, great. So according to the report, the latest installment in the Alien franchise collected 665,000 on Friday. That's the release day in Japan. Now that's not huge, but Alien Romulus has opened at number 1 in the Japanese box office despite that. So although that's not a huge, that's not a huge numbers, is it? Right? That's still number 1. So it just goes to show it's essentially like a slow month, I guess. The movie is eyeing a $2 million to $3 million opening in its opening weekend. And as per Box Office Mojo, Alien Romulus has collected 93.28 million at the North American box office, and the international markets it's reached 197. I don't know if they've changed that now. 97. Yeah, so this is now old news. So basically this is... Well, this has crossed, officially, it would have crossed $300 million now. Easily crossed $300 million now, because these numbers, this was written yesterday, so they don't have the fully up-to-date numbers, which we do have now. So if we're totaling 97.1 million domestic, this is that 3.9 million, it's already crossed the 300 million mark. It would have. Plus that with the Chinese and then the Japanese box office. Yeah, really good. Good weekend for, I don't know, more obscure movies. Beetlejuice and Alien Romulus, I guess. They're slightly obscure, aren't they? But there you go. Great box office. Overall, Beetlejuice would be, fantastic. They're going to be loving that at Warner Brothers. So Variety have the full numbers here. Basically did 35.4 million internationally. So not a strong opening internationally, but worldwide, $145.4 million. Not bad. $100 million to produce, $200 million to break even, plus minus a little bit of that with respect to marketing, as well as tax breaks. So this will do great. This will do very well. By next weekend, strong word of mouth continues. By next weekend, probably should gross or cross the $100 million mark. Don't see why it wouldn't. If it has like a 50% drop off, it'll do about, the $200 million overall. So there you go. What do you guys think? Let me know down below. Cheers. Take care. Bye-bye now.